So I just finished talking to Amazon and I had one of the rudest, I got such attitude from this supervisor at Amazon. Let me give you a little backstory. So I bought this coat on Amazon last October from a seller in China. It's a really nice design coat. I didn't wear the coat until October of last year, till about April of this year, 2018. So the coat was in my closet. So I put the coat on, and the zipper starts acting really funny. It doesn't want to zip up properly. And when you do get it some way up, the bottom part that you already zipped up gets separated and it won't zip back up or down. So I emailed the seller, no response. So I called Amazon and explained what happened. The first customer service person at Amazon was really nice. She sent another letter to the seller, still no response. So I called Amazon and I got this person and explaining to them what happened, that I sent an email, and the previous, customer service person at Amazon also sent an email to the seller, but no response. Is there anything that can be done? Is there anything Amazon can do? And, he's going around like, well, you just gonna have to wait. And I said, they did not respond. So he went and checked, and he's like, the coat is no longer available. So I said, well, it's kind of a rude that a third party or anybody, if you email someone to just get back to you and say, you know what, we're sorry about the coat. I said, I didn't buy the coat just to wear for one season. I bought the coat to last longer than just a few months. So the seller could at least gotten back to me. The seller did not respond to my email or the email that Amazon sent, saying, sorry, you know what, we didn't expect that the coat zipper was going to be a problem. We understand you didn't buy your winter coat to wear for one season. That's what good customer service person does. Sorry, we cannot give you another coat because we no longer have that coat, or here's some money towards another coat, something. At least respond back. So the customer service person on Amazon was like, well, we can't, I said, you know what, let me just speak to your supervisor, please. And he was very nice. So I said, you know what, let me speak to your supervisor. Maybe something else can be done. So I got on the phone, the supervisor came on the phone, and there was no empathy. It was just more like, it seems like they were trying to protect the seller more than they were trying to help me. It's like, well, if the seller doesn't respond back to you, it's not my problem. It's not Amazon's problem. That was the attitude I got. I said, you know what? I don't know if you are familiar with Canadian weather. We get into the minuses and it's cold, and I don't have a winter coat. And he's like, well, if this happened I said, look, if I would have known this problem was going to happen, I would have bought a winter coat when they were on sale in September. If I had known this problem was going to happen, I would have bought a winter coat long time ago. But I didn't know this was going to happen. And he was like, well, if this would have happened a month after you bought the coat, I said, even if the problem happened, it would have happened in December of last year after I bought the coat, because I bought the coat in October of 2017, and I didn't wear the coat until 2017 December, because that's around winter time. And there was no sorry, there was nothing. It was just so cold, like, you know what, you're bothering me, I don't have time for this. And if the seller didn't get back to you, oh well, that's too bad. It's not my problem. And I said, you know what? The attitude I'm getting from you is, well, if you freeze to death, it's not Amazon's problem. It's not my problem. And I'm like, that's not good customer service. That's not how you treat a customer. To even say, you know what, we're sorry, we don't do third party, help. But you know what? In this case, we're going to make an exception. I said, look at all the things that I've bought from Amazon over in the last couple of months, and you can't help me? That's not how you treat a customer, especially someone who spent a lot of money on Amazon. And it was just so cold. And I said, you know what? All I said was, you know what? I'm going to say thank you, even though you didn't treat me very well. I'm going to say thank you. And you know what? I'm going to let people know the treatment I'm getting on Amazon. And there was no, oh my God, I'm sorry. It was like, oh, well, we don't really care if you have a problem. And I said to him, you know what? You've just lost a customer. And the attitude, which I had a feeling that was going to be the attitude. Well, you know what? If we lose you as a customer, we don't really care because we have millions of other customers. So if you don't like Amazon, oh, well, that was the attitude. And I was just like, you know what? I said to him, I'm done. I have nothing else to say because your attitude is, I don't really care. It's not my problem. It's not Amazon problem. So if the seller doesn't get back to you, oh well. If you freeze to death, oh well. There was no empathy, no feelings. And I felt like, you know what, if I continue with this guy on the phone, I'm just going to say something that I'm going to regret. So, you know what? I said, thank you. And I just hung up the phone because if I had continued with this guy, I would have said something that I would end up regretting. And I just want to know if other people have had problems with Amazon. Oh my, I've had problems with Amazon before, but it was minor little situations that got worked out. And, this guy, this supervisor was just so, just the whole attitude of him. And I said, you know what? I don't know how you end up being a supervisor, but you're horrible at being a supervisor. And I just had to stop myself, and he's like, well, is there anything else? And I said, you know what? If I continue with you, I'm just going to say something I'm going to regret. So, you know what? I'm going to treat you with some respect. I'm going to say thank you, even though you didn't treat me with respect. I'm going to say thank you. And I just had to go. I just had to hang up the phone on him because, you know, what kind of customer? First of all, it's rude when you email someone about a problem to do with your product and you do not respond back to the customer. And Amazon, should have said, look, we can't normally do anything because it's a third party. However, we understand this situation. So we're going to give you a 10% off on another code or 20 or something, to show that they care. But it seems like Amazon doesn't really care. All they care about is money, 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 getting their money. So I just want to know if other people have had the same problem with Amazon. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, thumbs up to my videos. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.